I don't like my van anymore. Yeah.
Last year, I upgraded my Mitsubishi Delica to a much bigger van, an MAN TGE 4x4. I took on the enormous challenge of converting this into a camper van myself. You see, I travel all over the place with my landscape photography, so having a comfortable vehicle to sleep in and work from is vital. And whilst I thought I did a good job on the camper van conversion, over the past year or so, a few gremlins have revealed themselves.
So since building out my camper van last summer, I've done about 13,000 miles from taking it all the way up to the Arctic. I've done some journeys through Europe and of course lots in the UK. And during those 13,000 miles, I've obviously spent time in the van. And things bug me, things bother me, things have broken, and it all pretty much needs to change. Now I should say that all of the important stuff has held up really well. The foundations of the van, absolutely bomb-proof. The insulation, the windows, the roof rack, the paneling, the flooring. It's all great, very happy with it, solid as a rock. But when I built the van, I had a bit of a deadline, and towards the end I did start to rush a little bit and I wasn't too happy. Well, that rushing has now come into fruition, it's showing itself. So, I'll take you to the van, I'll show you what's wrong and what we need to change and what we need to fix. It's gonna be a big job, actually. It's an almost full renovation. The Dometic sink has to go. This tap is not strong enough to support the pressure from my water pump, so there is a leak underneath where the plumbing is.
I also don't like the units that the sink is sitting in. I'm not too keen on the green anymore. And this cross piece at the back just is a complete waste of space. It doesn't get used and it looks terrible. Get rid of that and we've got an extra foot of space inside.
Big oversight when making these cupboard doors is that I didn't leave a big enough gap along the bottom, which means if I want a nice rug or even a bit of carpet, yeah, now you can't open the doors. It's really annoying, so we need to fix that. This side unit is not good enough. It squeaks when I drive, and that's because there is wood in contact with the aluminium, and it's just, I can't. It's just squeak, squeak. Oh my God, it's gotta be fixed. And as well as that, I really wanted this build to be a professional standard, and I believe that most of it is. The important parts are. What is not a professional standard is this side unit. The fact that it squeaks and rattles, but when you actually look inside, the inside is just unfinished, which I suppose doesn't matter because you're not really gonna see it, but when you open drawers and things like that and you open cupboards, you can see it and it bothers me. I don't like these drawers. I think they look fine from the outside, but as soon as you open them, it reveals my shoddy workmanship. They are just slapdash bosh together. They're not very square. They don't slide in and out too easily. I think I could do a better job.
It isn't just the build quality that's an issue with these drawers, it's poor planning as well. Like when I open this drawer, I can't fully open the lid of the fridge. It basically makes the fridge a nightmare to use, so all of this needs to change.
So we're making good progress stripping apart this side unit, but look, I can show you what I've been dealing with. Hang on. Yeah, that's kind of what sparked this entire renovation project, if I'm honest. Can't deal with it, man.
All of my plumbing was underneath my kitchen unit, which is not a good use of space because that is premium real estate. Real estate that I pretty much couldn't use. It's all just a bird's nest of pipes. So I'm relocating as much of this as possible into the garage.
That is the pipe work and all the plumbing out. I've just got to organise my pipes, fixtures and fittings so I don't lose them, and I can reassemble everything much neater, much tidier and further back in the van, thus opening up storage in here. All right. I'm pleased with how quickly and easily all of this came apart. So now this unit should lift free of the van and we can get it basically rebuilt. More structural integrity, no wood on metal, change the layout, change everything. A massive upgrade and improvement.
Alright, the first job is to take these cupboard doors off and shave about 10mm off the bottom. Bit nervous because I laminated these, and as you'll know, laminate chips badly when you cut it. But by using a high tooth blade and making a score before cutting it, it made a perfect cut.
I don't know how well you can see that, but that is absolutely perfect. Oh, what a relief. So I decided to go ahead and edge band all of my pieces of wood. I didn't do it last time on the build. I think I had van build fatigue. In other words, I was lazy and thought it'd be okay with just exposed plywood edges. But now that I've done it, just black. I think it looks really nice. It's not perfect. I think my edge banding skills need a bit of improvement, but it does finish off these cupboard doors. So we'll do that across any door that's on a hinge or that pulls out. Hey, there you go. Now it clears the rug. Get in. Alright, so this is my kitchen unit. I've taken it out of the van. I've rejigged it a little bit. There's nothing really to show other than the fact I've added a few more cross members for structural support. So although it was solid, there was a little bit of flex in it, and that's going to contribute to the squeaks and rattles that we've been experiencing. And I suppose the main mission with this is a completely silent van, because at the minute it's a bit crashy. You go over a speed bump in the road or a pothole, many of those in the UK, and there's like there's reverberations, there's wood on metal, and it's all coming from this unit. So the mission, tighten up, silence down, that's what we're doing. Now, whilst we've got the unit out, I'm gonna give it a spray paint, because this black profiled aluminium, it looks great, it really does. But I swear to God, you sneeze and it scratches. So this thing has got scuffs and marks all over it. So got some satin black paint. I've done a quick test on this little piece. Seems to look fine. So we're gonna get this thing looking like new. Now let me show you one of the things I'm going to do to combat any future squeaks and any bangs and crashes as we go over rough roads and potholes. And this is something I probably should have done, definitely actually should have done it when I built it, but van build fatigue and I wanted to get the job finished. I wasn't sure it was going to be a problem, but I think it was. So the way I get these panels inset flush into the aluminium trim is really simple. I basically take a nut and a bolt like this, put it into the aluminium extrusion, and then you've got what resembles a torture device. So you basically have lots of bolts sticking out of the extruded aluminium. This just slots in, sits nicely against the bolts, and then you fasten those bolts to the back of the panel from inside. I've carpeted the back of these panels. You see that? Before it was just wood, so essentially I had wood sitting on these metal bolts, and there was wood touching the aluminium here. Times that by God knows how many panels, and those speed bumps and potholes, they're gonna give you some rattly crashes for sure. So now, the sound, I'm hoping with all of the panels being soft finish, should eliminate the problem and will dampen the sound if that's applied to every single panel that's using this system. Another benefit of carpeting the inside of all my panels is when you open the doors and see inside the cupboards, you get a nice anthracite carpeted finish rather than just bare plywood. Without a doubt, the worst thing I did on my van build were the drawers. They were so bad, they were not square, they were wonky, clanky, bangy. They didn't slide in and out smoothly, they were heavy and overweight. They were badly organised and a disaster. So this time, I'm aiming to do a much better job. All of the inside of my furniture I'm planning on carpeting, basically shelves, cupboard bottoms, things like that, drawer bottoms, just to dampen the sound. I think after 14,000 miles, while some of the layout issues and lack of usable space bothered me, the thing that annoyed me the most is squeaks and bangs and shakes. So it's really important I get that sorted. Anyway, fridge drawer, more or less complete. It obviously needs a drawer front on it. Right, moment of truth. We have my box here, and I've put drawer runners on the side, and I've also put drawer runners on the inside of the cabinet. Hopefully it all fits, and that's it. It's quite a big job this. This is a really important drawer where the fridge is going. There we go. Now, although I have measured twice, I haven't actually put the fridge in it and check if it clears this bar here. Come on! Oh yes.
I'm not even exaggerating, this whole van renovation is going to be such a massive upgrade. Just wait until you see the engineering genius that comes towards the end of this video. But for now, I need to build a second drawer, slightly more complicated with a weird corner to make space for some plumbing. But all in all, a pretty somewhat okay job.
So you can see I've got my water inlet hose here, so there'll be a pipe. I've got my little shower unit here. So basically I needed to keep that space free for plumbing. Side unit is back in the van. Admittedly, looks pretty much the same, but trust me, it is a completely different beast. Panels, panels, lots and lots of panels, but importantly, a lot of them are new panels, which is a bit annoying, but they're all backed with carpet, and they've all got, or most of them have foam sponge, or, you know, self-adhesive foam on the sides. The idea being, as I've probably mentioned 1,000 times, is to dampen any vibrations. No knocking, no banging, no cracking, no creaking, no squeaking. Okay, drawers are in, most of the panels are in. I just want to show you something that excites me beyond. Just honestly, if you drive a van and it squeaks, bangs and rattles, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Watch this. Just want to show a quick before and after. Literally the whole van is wobbling. This thing is, oh, solid. Now, we have made amazing progress with that side kitchen unit in the van, but admittedly, it pretty much looks the same, right? You're not going to see that I've really done anything other than practicality, functionality, and hopefully the rattling and the squeaking. All of that has massively improved, like life-changing improved. Like, I'm not even joking, man. Driving with the squeak and the rattles was just, oh. Anyway, you'll see like a big reveal at the end that shows you how much better all of that is. Now, with all of that being said, what I'm about to do next is going to massively transform the look of the van and hopefully improve it tenfold. Oh, because I have purchased myself an oak wood kitchen worktop. Now, I do have plans for this kitchen worktop. It's not just going to be cut and placed on my unit with a sink in it. It's going to be, well, hopefully a bit more fancy than that. And it may or may not work. But first we need to take off all of the protective wrapping and get it cut to size, and thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Squarespace. Oh, now if you don't know who Squarespace are, they're an all-in-one website building platform where basically you can log on and you can build your own professional looking website using their drag and drop template system.
Now the beauty of that is that you don't need any experience at all with web design or coding or programming or anything. It's just really easy to use. You can register your own domain. There's even AI to help you with your design and copy. So if you have been thinking about getting a website, whether it's to showcase your photography or, I don't know, maybe a camper van build project or something like that, it's definitely worth looking at because you can have obviously a nice online gallery, a blog system. You can even have an online store, your own members area. There's all sorts you can do with it. And if you fancy giving it a go, go to squarespace.com/Heaton and you'll get a free trial. If you like that free trial, use the offer code Heaton and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. Right, I want to look at both sides and see which is the best looking. Make sure there's no damage. Tell you what, I'm nervous as well. Nervous about cutting this. I've only got one piece, one go. It's expensive, and I really don't want to have to buy another one because not only will that cause delays, but it'll cost me a fortune as well. This is the most important cut of the project. 52 centimeters, exactly, not 1 millimeter over. Genuinely nerve-wracking. Money and time potentially wasted. Come on. Okay, 52. 52. Woo-hoo. That is millimeter perfect. And you'll see why that is important when we go and do a quick test fit. Come on. This should fit perfect. Yes. So the reason this had to be exactly 520 millimeters across is because I wanted a flush finish with the edge of this unit where the aluminium meets the work surface on both sides. So this is one flush fitting worktop. But the next thing to do is to attach these drawer sliders to the edge of this aluminium frame. And that is perfectly nestled in there with the work surface. We've got the drawer slides here, and the plan is to have a sink here, and then like a butcher's block chopping board here that then slides away to not only extend the kitchen worktop, giving me an extra 40 centimeters or so of space, but it will reveal the sink. It will also hide the sink when not in use. That's the plan. Is it going to work? Probably. Will it look good? That I'm not so sure about. Yeah, I didn't film it, but I've just cut a 45-degree mitre on the end of these side pieces so that when it all joins together, it's not a butt joint, but it's more like a photo frame for a nicer finish. That is all of the pieces cut. If it all fits, then we do the glue up. This will go on here like so. Oh, that's good. Oh. It landed on the corner and has crumpled the corner. Oh, okay, I think we could probably fix that with a bit of wood glue and some sanding. What an idiot. Time to cut the hole for the new sink. Well, I think that's knackered. To use a Forstner bit instead. Light work at that. Moment of truth, the big fit. Hopefully my maths is correct.
Come on. Oh, that is good. Oh, yes. So we are working indoors with the finish. Too many flies, too windy, too much sawdust kicking around. Really important job whilst the oil cures, and that is self-adhesive foam on the aluminium where the worktop is going to sit. There can be no, and I mean no, metal on wood contact. That is a recipe for squeaking. This thing is looking and smelling amazing. Let's get this in place, come on. Tap in, drop the sink in. There we go. Silicone that in a bit later on. So it's a little bit dark in here at the moment. That's because I've got no electricity, but I will have once I get my control panel reinstalled. I use this bit of off-cut oak from the kitchen work surface to kind of make a nice little control panel backdrop that ties in nicely with the workbench. So I'll get all this wired in, stick it back up, and we will have power. All right, let's see if I can remember where everything goes. There we go. We have power, which is good. That means everything's wired in nicely. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen the previous iteration of this van build, this is probably one of my most proud objects. I've installed a separate tap for drinking water only, because the water that comes out of the tap is probably fine, but there's always like a centimetre or so left in the bottom that doesn't drain, and that's just going to become manky over time. So I installed this little fella, which is a bit of an afterthought, hence why it's positioned here on the control panel and not above the sink. But I tell you what, it's great because you can just remove the jug, fill it with fresh water anywhere you want. Nice, simple on-off switch, fresh drinking water. So I'll just get this installed and we're pretty much good to go. Again, if you haven't seen the van build, these are all Van der Moon overhead units and they're so good. They look great, they don't weigh anything, and they're so easy to install. He says that. They are easy to install. You can do them single-handedly. Just 4 wing nuts and these are up and installed, and they are great. Now, if you're interested in anything you see on or in the van, if you're new here especially, I've made like a blog post on my website. It's basically lists all of the items. A lot of those lists and those links, they're affiliate links, which means I get a commission. It doesn't cost you any more, but I'll get maybe, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 6% usually. And it's a big way of how we make a living here on the channel. So if you do see anything in the van and you're wondering where I got it from and you might have got one yourself, check that out. There's also a ton of discount codes on that blog post as well, so you can save yourself some money and I might get a little kickback as well. It's win-win. Right, that's not. I attach these tactical bags to the bottom of these units. They're quite good for storage, but I think I'm going to take them off and put them elsewhere. They're interfering with my nice new control panel. All right, get these off. All right, worktop in, sink in, tap in, Van der Moon units back on, control panel back on, and check this out. Oh yeah, wired in a light to the control panel. Ultimately what I'm going to do is add more of these lights around the van in nice discreet places so they're not shining in your eyes. That's just the first one. Oh yes, looking good, looking good. So we save the best until last, the butcher's block. Possibly the best thing I have ever made in my garage. Oh, here it is. Honestly, wait until you see the finishing on this. Just gotta get it onto the rails. Go. Oh, yes. Well, it's not been easy but this is about as much as I can do in this video. If you watched the original van build, you'll see I had a pop-out magnetic torch. I need to install that. I want to do more lighting. I've got a whole unit to build over in this corner. That stuff hasn't come. I ordered it weeks ago. Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. Please let me know your thoughts on this. Is it big, bulky and cumbersome, or is it the best way to hide your sink? I don't know. I mean, come on. Kitchen extension, sink cover. I'm so happy with it. Right, let's have a look at what we've done. Well, I hope you've enjoyed what we've done in this video. If you've got any questions at all about what I've done in the van today, please just leave me a comment. And if you're interested in any bits and pieces, there's a link to my blog post in the description below.